Hello and welcome to Cloud Monday. This is where I play a game from the cloud, and today is part 2 of playing Midnight Suns from the PlayStation Plus Premium Cloud Streaming Service. Part 1 was mostly the tutorial, and because of its slow pace, the way it introduced the story and introduced how we did everything, it worked amazingly well. The autosave is very frequent, and there's also manual saves as well. We're able to skip most of the conversations. It's only when there were fixed cutscenes where you have to sit through it basically, just hit skip, and then you can get out and save. So we ended part 2 essentially here, trying to get into that building over there. So it's interesting to see that you came back and there's no hint of what we did previously, like previously on. It's nothing like that. So use quick on minions. There's an officer. Elite, Commando. It says on the left side there, Hydro Elite, Commando. So basically, this isn't going to work with anyone, but I can do that. As you can see, with all the particles and stuff, there were no real big issues last time streaming it. These are all quick. Okay, not all of them. Some of these cards we haven't used before because we've got new characters. Doctor Strange we used. I think that says it's going to knock it out. It does, so we get that card back. You see that up there. Doing very well. I think I will end my turn. Nothing else we can do in that turn. But you see on the top right, it auto-saved. So it looks like it saves after every turn. Part of me wishes we could change the camera view top down, so we could get a look at the whole map at the same time. I mean, that should have said enemy reinforcements.
That gamma spike we detected in your area seems to be growing. Let's assume that's not a good thing.
Alright.
Or not, I feel the hand of my mother at work here.
I don't need to worry about healing just yet. So it looks like we just got a random crit chance here. So if we hit him, we get the card back.
Weak, even for Hydra.
It's nice. Okay. So another one we got here is Strike. We haven't had this one yet. Select multiple targets of the same target multiple times. Let's do it twice then.
That was really something.
Yeah, there's no one I can kick that to. Would that work? I don't want him to attack with that. There we go. So you don't always have to use cards, but it uses up some of your moves. for knockback. 2 for 1.
Fate is sealed.
But we do lose a card in the process, not just this card, but it's going to knock out the heal. There we go. So I'm going to end my turn. As you can see, there's been no lag in the controls, and that was true in the part 1. Playing the game, because of its turn-based approach and how slow it is, it actually felt pretty good controlling it.
Wanda is calling out to me. I feel her struggle to concentrate and I won't be doing that again.
So let's reposition here. So I can use the knockback to do that. Attack him whilst knocking back.
You are lucky to still be breathing.
I don't think we'll be able to kick this. We're going to try. Oh no. And this character is actually our character, I just remembered. This is kind of... The game has a very limited character creation, and that's who we created.
Misguided as they are, remember, Hydra is still human, Hunter. Not Lilith.
You were saying? The lifeblood of the Mother pumps through our veins. The Mother is eternal. Hydra is eternal. Wanna bet?
What was that?
Wanda!
Wards! Weakening! Cannot let them fail!
Where did that hole in the wall come from?
Oh god.
This is the big bad. This might be Lilith. Yeah, this is the big bad.
The Neighborhood Association is not going to like this.
No.
I'll handle it.
That little grey we had. What I would call stream tear. Alright, so I was wondering if we had all the heroes, I was wondering if the villains would be playing a role in this. To finish the previous point, stream tear. It's basically, you've got to remember this is a video. So if you think it's about 60 frames per second, one of those frames was kind of incomplete. This game doesn't have, well, I mean, the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation 5 doesn't have frame generation, so it can only stream what information it has. So if it doesn't have the information, it just kind of throws up grey. Thankfully, it's very, very rarely ever a whole screen of grey. It's often certain sections. Alright.
Certainly escalated quickly. Do I even want to know what that beast is?
It calls itself Venom. Until now, a pale imitation of a very heroic young friend of mine.
We will feed your ugly tongue to the spider wizard. Marinated in his stomach juices. And
Yeah, we draw that one.
with his spleen.
We need options. How many more options? Might have to do a lot of physical attacks. Okay, let's chain. That. That. To get rid of the minions. So we've got less to worry about now.
These fanatics are always the same.
Now if I can move him there, can he kick that? Nah, that could be closer. Nuts. So I can do one more card. So can we knock back him into that? Yeah, okay. I saw it was electric generator. I was wondering or hoping they would have something. So basically, he's not going to do anything until we hit him. That's what it sounded like. Oh. Okay.
We'll have to deal with a few more, I'm afraid.
Okay, what have we got?
This house belongs to Mother, as you belong to us.
Basically, we needed to move. But we didn't get the chance to move.
Are the rest of your mother's children so chatty?
Thankfully, no.
Man, that did a lot of damage.
Conjure up some stamina.
There's nothing there for healing, is there? Okay, we got some knockback. What can we do here? Let's move. Yeah. Those are the minions, get rid of them. And focus on Venom. So I'm going to move my characters a little bit away. I can. Yeah, get a little bit of screen tearing here.
You only delay our meal.
Apply 2 weak enhanced with 4 heroism. Doesn't really tell me much. Plus the text is really quite small. So what does bleed do? Deals damage at the end of the turn, I suppose we can do that.
Getting better every day.
Did it do anything? I don't know. Might want to move. Can I move the doctor? I can't. Go ahead and turn. Wait, did it apply bleed to all of my characters? It's possible.
Cannot move.
We're gonna need help. We need reinforcements. That's the enemy that keeps getting reinforcements. We've got to damage the binding.
Mother blesses us with power. Mother blesses
Revive the doctor.
the mother and are rewarded with your meat.
And to think Lilith was a vegetarian.
Plus 5 damage, sure. Why not?
The light shines on the most dutiful.
What have we got here? Apply bleed. Chain 2. Yeah, we can do with doing more damage from Venom. Oh well. So we can't do any more melee attacks. That's reassuring. It's like I want to try and... What's that do? Oh, throw. Get out of the way.
Who's next?
Alright. What else can we do? Apply 2 weak enhanced. I still don't know really what that does. Let's just use stake on that guy. Ooh, flashy.
I'm a bit surprised they all still have their heads.
He's bound, and I don't think we can... No, we've got to end turn.
You are puny.
Ooh. Thankfully blade healed, but that's a lot of damage.
I should have deflected that.
Damn, the reinforcements.
They're not quite ready to give up just yet.
Okay, bleed's still effective. Bleed works, okay, nice to know.
Come here. Your friends cannot help you. Mother may have claim on your soul, but your brains shall be ours.
Nah, let's just do both from Venom. I don't know if...
Pain is angering.
Yeah, I don't know if his symbiote skin is still affected or not. Give me something. That doesn't really help. Quick, sure. He's got 31 health, did you see that?
Getting back.
Right, Doctor. Let's let you throw the box.
It's remarkable how well Hydra manages to attract new recruits despite decades of ineptitude.
Okay, can't do that. Now the hope is to hit
Let's give it a
the
go.
symbiote. There we go. But did it do us damage? Maybe not, but I think that's the end of the turn.
We will crack your tiny bones.
So obviously once our character was bound, we also weren't getting any cards for them.
It's getting through my suit.
Oh, we've lost Blade now. Ooh, did a lot of damage. More reinforcements, there's now 3 of them. I think we just need one more turn. I already got it.
Has anyone ever heard the expression "kill it with fire"?
Come on, give us something. Knockback might work against both of these.
Watch closely.
I don't want them doing lots of chip damage against us. If I do one attack with 2 of them, excellent.
I I hope this is one of the stronger arms. We did come all the way here for a fight.
Forceful knockback in any direction. What can you use? Where can we hit him? Oh wow, I hit the doctor. There we go.
You had your chance to escape.
Yes. Damage and get rid of the enemy. That's exactly what we needed to do. Did that do it? Oh, that might bring us within bleeding range. Okay, one more hit. So we're going to end. Oh, can we move him? Keep him away. Okay, let's end turn.
Being hit by a hell lord. Any more sticky.
We will make you pay for that.
Now, will we have to defeat the reinforcements? Or will they run away?
No escape from me, demon.
Hold up. We don't know what we're dealing with yet.
I say grab him back. Huh. Friendly, neighborly, spiderly?
I was in the neighborhood, you know, being friendly. Seemed like you folks could use a hand, Doc.
Spider-Man!
Jeez, Eddie, what happened to you? That's sort of a horrifyingly terrible new look. The tongue was gross enough, but whoa! Someone is extra touchy today.
We will rip your face off and suck the marrow from your
Venom's peeved.
Always nice to see you too, buddy. So, I'm thinking your friends here could use a little break. How about I take Eddie here for his afternoon walk? Don't worry, Doc. That's just his way of saying he cares!
I wonder if the game's now going to change up how it plays. So we're going to be swinging through a city. I know, I just took it away from us, okay. That felt difficult. It felt like it was... Looking at the timer, it's what, 20-minute fight? That was tough. But I remember it saved after every turn. So I'm not worried. I can play without worrying about losing tons of progress. That's one of the nice things about this game. It feels like what's being designed for accessibility, it's also worked in favor when it comes to being designed as a streaming game. Who knows, maybe they had an eye for that for maybe a PC release, and it just works just as good on PlayStation. I wonder what happens now, because we can hear it and then don't see it. So it's still the same bug as before. And that's not a streaming issue, that's just... the game isn't quite that perfect. But why are we back? Why haven't we gone into the house or whatever?
New world or not, some things remain unchanged.
The look.
What look?
Boldly charging headfirst into the jaws of your enemy. Courageously risking the lives of yourself and your teammates. Just to play the hero. This is the Fire Dragon all over again.
Fire Dragoon. My memories may be fragmented, but as I recall, I killed the bastard.
And all it cost was a village.
Ah, of course. I see it now. The look.
Cut him some slack. It wasn't that simple.
It never is. Which is why I sent you to help.
It looks like we were meant to have a difficult fight.
We could have lost far more than
The Sanctum?
But even when we did lose a character, we were given a card to revive. It looks like it was meant to be difficult, but not something we should really lose.
You've been through a lot. For now, it's enough that you all made it back in one piece. More or less. We'll talk more later. Get some rest.
I mentioned it in part 1, but the graphical style, it very much feels like it was built on PlayStation 4, and because it took so long, they made a PlayStation 5 version, and it looks like a PlayStation 4 game, it really does. And for some reason it wants us to talk to Tony.
Not to be the nagging old lady, but I told you not to push too hard.
And I wonder why it wants us to do that. Why couldn't it be that when we walk in, Tony finds us? Why do we have to find Tony?
That was a complete fiasco.
And it would have been far worse had Spider-Man not arrived when he did.
I'm hearing talk, but nothing's happening.
Outcome I envisioned for our first mission together, but
You did okay out there, considering you were technically dead 72 hours ago.
Oh, okay. So we're not going to go into
Not
a
bad at
specific
all.
conversation mode, it's just gonna happen whilst I'm around them.
yes, one disaster averted.
Now, we just picked up a reagent. Is there going to be some sort of building?
Hunter, you look scathed. Hey, for what it's worth, I think you did okay out there. You got some decent hang time, even given you were wearing, what, 70, 80 pounds of chainmail? On the Stark scale of reckless yet daring heroics, I give it a solid 6 out of 10. Don't worry, you'll get there.
Go on, Tony, give us a suit.
And where exactly am I going?
Oh, that's the real question, isn't it? Sky's the limit for you, my friend.
I kind of did that
Unless you'd be up for wearing a
because
spacesuit.
the
You do breathe air.
the language, I figured
It doesn't matter.
he may not quite understand the language
I
used.
couldn't help but overhear Auntie Caretaker over there telling you to get some rest. That sounds like a good idea to me. I suppose I could keep you company on the way, seeing as our rooms are in the same direction and all. Besides, no one should be forced to walk the hallways around here alone.
Because there's a hint that it's a little spooky, this place.
So, here we are. The old room, huh? It's not bad.
Looks like it's a dog bed.
Solid construction. Almost cozy. Love the antique furnishings from the early Mephisto collection. Full transparency, Hunter, there's another reason I asked to join you here, other than my abject terror of this entire facility. Stopped here before, while you were out. Wanted to surprise you with a nice little housewarming present. Was all set to write you a lovely welcome note, but I'm fairly certain that wasn't red ink in your quill.
I didn't say thanks for the gift.
Thanks for the gift, Tony.
I think you'll like it. It's a limited edition.
A limited edition what?
Oh, you'll see. Well, I suppose I should leave before whatever monstrosity that is most definitely hiding under your bed jumps out, rips my face off, and then proceeds to feast on my soul. I'll leave you to it.
May your sleep be filled with pleasant dreams, Tony.
Right back at you. Oh, and if you hear the shrieking of a grown man, please ignore it. It's just me, walking to my room.
Right, what's happening on the top left there? Open present, sure. Tony's gone. No option for us to walk him. Oh yeah, this is being played on the launch model PS4, so not PS4 Pro, not a later revision of the console, so that could be one reason why it's looking like it does. It's quite possible the PS4 Pro version looks better.
Hi, I'm Tony Stark, but if you're hearing this message, you already know that. When I'm not saving the world, I solve the world's problems with technological means. like the one you're holding. I call it the Spark, a secure information and communication device built only for superheroes. It does all the usual, private messages, pictures, and calls for some reason. But it also comes with access to Superlink, a private social network exclusively for your cape-wearing, world-saving compatriots. You might ask, Tony, aren't you just repurposing a
I
failed
don't
product
really
for the
see
communications
how
division?
this
If you do,
fits into
I'll
the
revoke
game.
access and let everyone else know you're a jerk. I call it the Wonder Man rule.
Like, what is the point? I can understand the social aspect will work in terms of teamwork. Your teammates trust you, they get a little stronger, they work. Maybe there'll be an aspect of the game later where they do extra things because they trust you, they work with you, they may combo with you. Like, you whip someone, you whip it to your teammate, they do more damage, and then you whip them into the scenery. I can understand how that could work in terms of a team dynamic, but this kind of Superlink stuff, the whole social aspect to it, I don't really know what the point is. And the game hasn't really given a reason. Like, I can't comment. Okay, expand. I can read, but I can't comment, I can't like. Then what is the point? So look at messages. None. Gallery? Well, seeing as I haven't used the photo mode, inspect the journal page, closet.
There was never enough room for my armor in this thing.
I have 80. When the collar hasn't been explained either. That's not bad. Let's go for that. Now, I didn't ask it to put it on. I was expecting it. So, more gloss to buy stuff. Just as I imagined this was going to be. Okay, not bad. What can we do? Customization. Again, more gloss. But there's also brings up the point of why do we have this? If we've only been resurrected to defeat Lilith, having a whole customization aspect of the game kind of messes with the story.
We were all so happy then.
In that it makes me feel like this is going to take a long time, whereas Lilith feels like a real big impending doom that you have to deal with very, very quickly.
My old journal. Maybe it is time I start writing in it again.
Like, why is that jar like highlighted? I can't seem to do anything to it. Not exactly a flashback, is it?
Lily! I know. I missed you too.
Let her enjoy the moment. She's been visiting your door every morning for the past 300 years.
Oh, it must have been so hard on her.
Not just her. I suppose that's why I might have been a little curt before.
A little?
You already made the ultimate sacrifice once. Maybe I'm in no rush to see you do it again.
Yet the story feels like there is a rush. That's the thing.
But we can choose to duck.
First lesson you ever taught me.
And still the most important. Especially now that you have all these eyes on you.
I have noticed.
To these people, you are a being of myth and legend. A grand hero of old. And they're right. You are a hero. But I also know the battle that rages within your soul. It's not enough that you are
Is
a
there going to be a
hero.
morality system in this
You
game?
need to decide what type of hero you will be. I'm sure there will be plenty of opportunity for that in the days to come. For now, I would head to the forge. Our new guests are eager to show you something.
It hasn't been explained either why the guests
This was a
know
lot easier when
who
it was
we
just
are.
you and I beheading the Dark Legion as we traipsed through the woods.
Don't forget about Agatha.
I never could.
I wonder if I'm missing out because I don't know about this series. Like, if you're a fan of the comic books, maybe you're more knowledgeable and you understand what's happening a little bit more. Whereas for me, someone who knows a little bit about Marvel, has come to this and gone, this is a whole host of stuff I have no idea about. So I'm going to hit start. Because if you go across to settings, there's the save button. You can see auto save, it's really frequent. And there's quite a few of them. But here's my manual save. There we go. Nice and easy. I said there was a dog bed.
I will see if I can find you a treat later.
It's good that there's a pet button.
Doing all right? I'm not sure we've ever had so many eager new recruits come along in such a short time. We must be doing something right.
Next thing I know, the sanctum is airborne and covered in slime.
I don't get it. Strange couldn't just magic his way in?
Nope, because of our collar.
Something about the whole alien thing threw off his mojo.
That explains so much. No wonder he gets so strange around me. See what I did there?
Yeah, I did.
Now? Think you can tell your friend inside there to turn it up a few hundred Kelvin?
I could. However, it might shatter the containment spell preventing him from incinerating this facility.
I think we're good. And just in time.
The forge has certainly changed.
Right. Caretaker said this all happened after your siesta. What spooky castle would be complete without its own Babylonian demon-powered furnace?
Sumerian fire demon. His name is Babs.
Oh, now it all makes sense. Well, once you get past the esoteric terror of the situation, I've found this thing actually has some uses. Molecular bonding, breaking down evil gamma serums, fashion accessorizing.
Yes, speaking of...
Oh, right. It's ready.
I imagine we're going to be getting all sorts of armor
seem to offer minimal protection against
throughout
the
this
venom
game.
creature.
I noticed.
Yeah, I thought you could use an upgrade.
Well hammered, well fired. Caretaker did not mention that you two were such skilled smithies.
Yep. I am Iron Smithy.
Perhaps you should just try it on.
I imagine as we pick up more items around the place, we'll be able to get better armor and stuff like that. But who knows, there could be loot in this game.
Still think it could have used a cloak.
near indestructible, and we even got the size right. Not bad for our first collaboration.
So he wants us to talk to Tony.
I still think it could have benefited from a clue.
I hate to admit it, but somehow this ancient forge puts any arc reactor I've got to shame. Who would have thought mystically bound demon power would be so damn energy efficient? Or carbon neutral? Certainly got that new suit of yours done a lot faster than I expected. Speaking of, what's the verdict, boss?
Sure.
It is nice having an armorer on
It looks like
command.
Anytime. I tried to make this version a little less palatable to that
yeah, it looks like
just this close to making it manageable.
the options we have and what we want to reply with are very obviously polite, neutral, or rude.
I'm betting you have questions, so ask away, Hunter.
I take it this new version is a technological marvel?
Impact-resistant carbon composites, some patent-pending alloy mesh, and a few touches from Dr. Spooky over there. And hey, the built-in communicator means we can talk to each other without sending a raven.
So it is a marvel then?
He said the thing.
Lightweight, nearly indestructible, and modular enough for future upgrades.
Future
Frankly, I wouldn't
upgrades,
have used
yeah.
your old suit to wax the Mandarin's car.
Seen anything strange around here?
Beyond the
Other
obvious.
than my roommate, boom, roasted. But on a more serious note, this place is legitimately haunted. Mirrors look back at you. My room rearranges itself, and worst of all, magic cats.
I was wondering if there's going to be something like Black Cat, sure.
Was it suspiciously elusive, even for a cat?
I was wondering if there was going to be an actual like hidden boss
Thought I was
somewhere
gonna
in the
lose there
house,
for a
maybe.
second, But clearly, I'm still firing on all cylinders. It just poofed in next to me out in the yard. Small, black, furry. Cute little thing. Probably some kind of shape-shifting monster knowing this place.
It's like there's no emotion on the face, it's just the lips moving. Don't tell me your story.
You must have an interesting origin story of your own.
Well, just your typical American boy. Pops was a founding member of the military-industrial complex. Mom, a famous socialite. Tragedy struck when I lost them both in a car crash, which turned out to be a hit from a rival corporation. I spent my early teens at MIT, trying to clear my head. I was all set to follow in Dad's footsteps as a war profiteer. Then one day, fortune shined on me, in the form of some errant shrapnel that lodged itself just above my heart. So I did what anybody in that situation would do. I built a super suit and started fighting crime.
I guess we have all had difficult childhoods here.
Yeah, no kidding. I can't tell you how hard it was to memorize all that at Scroll.
I wonder with Tony, when it comes to the upgrades for the suit, that they're either going to be cheaper or quicker, the better our relationship is with him.
Thanks for catching me up on things.
Anytime. Oh, and speaking of things, remember that creepy gamma goop you found from that hopped-up Hydra soldier? Well, I gave it a peek, and it explains a lot. If you have a minute, meet me at the anvil over there, and I'll walk you through it. I promise it'll be worth your time.
Sure. Now, is the Doctor now back? He is. Interesting. Where is this anvil? What's this?
Interesting.
How was it recovered? That's the thing. How was it recovered?
Fascinating.
Can we climb that? Oh, why have a ladder if we can't climb it? Oh, and why can't we interact with one of these books to open a secret passage?
Curious.
What's that? Oh, it's behind it. Okay. We've got 22 cards to find. A little bit of breakup here and there. So, as this has been streamed to me from PlayStation Plus Premium Cloud Streaming Service, it's not just the speed of my internet we've got to think about. It's the bitrate. It's how many people are using the internet. For me, I live in an apartment complex, small one, but still there are other people to consider.
Hey.
Oh, there's the anvil.
Ah, Hunter.
Oh, what's this? So yes, whilst my internet speed is often fast, it is often also shared.
Intriguing.
So that means the bit rate isn't all just for me. It has to be split across all people in the apartment. Often this affects the game where instead of, for example, if this is a 1080p picture, what can happen is that the video quality will reduce to like a 720p, and that helps with a lower bit rate. It helps keep you in the game and keep playing, but it is often quite noticeable when you make that jump.
Hunter, your new attire suits you quite well. But how are you holding up on the inside? I know it's easy to look upon me and simply see the universe's utmost authority on all things mystical and macabre, Hunter. However, in addition to being Earth's Sorcerer Supreme, I am also your doctor.
You mean a physician of the medical arts? You jest.
I assure you, Hunter, I do not jest.
There's some
They
kind
don't
of
call me Mr.
beeps and
Strange
boops
now,
happening in the background.
except for Tony. Your awakening ritual was admittedly a touch more chaotic than I had originally intended, and well, after your violent encounter with Venom, my oath to Hippocrates compels me to check in with you. Simply put, how do you feel?
Sure, bottom one.
You lost much yesterday, Doctor. I am the one who should be asking you how you are feeling.
I appreciate that, Hunter. I admit I did not expect the child of Lilith to have the capacity for such empathy. And you're right, of course. I, for one, do not know if I will ever feel 100% again after the events of yesterday. I still can't believe what transpired. The sanctum, all that knowledge. Wanda, lost. Swallowed whole by the black mouth of that foul Venom creature.
Wait, that was
With all
a part of
my
Venom?
resources, all my gifts, I should have seen this outcome spelled out in the sacred geometry of this universe years ago. But I miscalculated.
Yeah, don't blame yourself.
Lilith's power has placed a dark shroud over
It does
us
feel
all,
like what
Doctor.
the position of the good answer, the position of the snide answer, it does feel like it's being rotated around, randomized. So it looks like we do have to pay attention to what we're clicking. We just can't hit the top one every time to expect the nice answer.
Was lost yesterday. It was my protege, Wanda. She is my charge, my responsibility, and I failed her. But I am determined not to let that happen with you, Hunter, which is why I am here to answer any questions you may have. Perhaps my wisdom may benefit you more than it has me thus far.
I want to be going.
Let us talk later.
Let's do the anvil.
Whenever you like, it's not often I get to converse with a true legend.
Now, I doubt advanced gamma thermodynamics was a hot topic at Yield Demon Hunting School, so I'm just gonna give you the condensed version.
I appreciate that.
Closest I've ever seen to this substance is pumping through Bruce's veins. Part gamma accelerant, part unknown element. Calling it coil for now, given its unique atomic structure. Man, I love acronyms. This stuff is more volatile than Nick Fury on a Monday morning. But Hydra doesn't seem to mind.
They are using it to get stronger.
Exactly. A few drops would make your average salamander look like Fin Fang Foom. Thankfully, with a little help from Dr. Spooky and our haunted oven over here, I think two can play at this game.
You are not suggesting we start injecting ourselves with it?
No, nothing like that. Though I can see some future applications for my energy drink line. I was thinking we apply this stuff towards upgrading our equipment.
I like where this is going.
Something with the
Give me a little time
eyelashes
here
and
I can whip up some pretty fun toys.
yeah.
How about we give
Looking at
Hydra
our
a taste of
character
our
was
own
just
channel
something a
power
little
devices
off
for a
about it.
change?
So we have to analyze ourselves. I thought Tony already done that. Flashy, sure.
Take your pick, Hunter.
New abilities means new cards. But that's the card we already had. These are cards that we already had. Sure. Well, it says we own 2 of each of these already as well. So what is new here?
I'm happy to help.
Hunter, when you have a minute, come meet me in the yard.
Aha. We can take these duplicates and do something with them. Sure. So, gotta keep a lookout. So there are collectibles and things to interact with. I still want there to be like a hidden passage somewhere, a bookcase where you flick a switch, pick a book up, and it opens up.
At least that's what we're calling it these days. Caretaker put me in charge of your training. Too bad she didn't listen to me yesterday. Now that we know what we're up against, I think we can all use the practice. Any questions?
No, because we talked to Blade about him
All right, then.
in the previous video.
Think Dr. Strange knows Merlin? I'm still waiting for someone to take this sword. No pain, no gain.
We technically have 3. So, equip, yeah, it says we've got 3 of them. It doesn't really,
Later.
wasn't really made obvious how that's much better than what we already have. And like, if he wants us to pull the sword out, why isn't there not a button for me just to try it? Like all this gym equipment that I can't interact with for some reason.
Hey there.
Well, actually, it probably wants us to interact with Carol, and then that'll do it.
Like the way you move out there, Hunter. Guess Dr. Strange picked the right supernatural demon hunter to resurrect. I'm Carol Danvers. You can call me Captain Marvel. Kidding.
What's up with her
Carol's
skin?
fine. Just thought I'd throw a bone
It's
to
like
the
so
adventurers of
plastic.
our team. Not gonna lie, going a few rounds in Vampire Guy's Magic Thunderdome sounds
I
like
said it in the
fun,
part 1, but look at the
we've got
wall
bigger
behind
fish
her.
to fry.
The detail of it.
Not so much
The
fish,
detail of the
but an
background. It's like the
enormous and
big
vulnerable
stuff.
sea monster that's
It's
slowly
really
sinking.
detailed and looks really nice. Sure.
Every lock has its key.
Here's the small stuff.
True, if
Like a
only
character.
the alien demon monster hadn't eaten ours.
The costumes don't look bad either. But what's up with the skin, the faces, the hair?
Monkey bunch can try and magic their way through that shield all they want. If my time as a pilot taught me one thing, it's that sometimes you've got to find a workaround. As in Hydra, they've got to know the way inside. Steve's always said they aren't much for talking, but then again, I'm told I can be rather persuasive when I need to be.
Just how far are you willing to go, Captain?
Let's just say that I'm willing to unleash the power of a quantum singularity white hole on them if need be.
It's an awfully jolly saying that.
What?
You'll see. Find me in the war room when you're finished here. There's a few things we should discuss. Oh, And Hunter? Welcome back from the dead.
Look at his blade just standing there. The music stopped.
Nothing is certain these days, but these readings are too distinct to ignore. The gamma signature is...
Sorry, Bruce, we lost you. Did you say gamma?
Picture frame, where?
Yes,
Hang on a second. Come on, Tony. You managed to stream the Super Bowl to a Kree battleship 50 light years out. This should be easy.
Oh, we waited all year for that game, and you know the Skrulls would have spoiled it for us if they got the chance.
Well, can't you just... I don't know.
Work my magic again?
Alright, they're nattering away. I think we'll call it a day. You see, we get an autosave after collectible, so it's a very good autosave. So what we do in this series is, after each part, we go to the PlayStation 4's internet speed test. So that's what we're going to do now. Alright, so in settings you go to network, and in network you go down to test internet connection. But remember, I'm in an apartment, so whilst it may be fast, it may not be just me using it. Unfortunately, it doesn't really tell us here the health of the service, how busy it is. But download speed is decent, upload speed is very decent. I did a lot of uploads yesterday, I haven't uploaded anything yet, so that will go down later. But so I think it's worth streaming Midnight Suns from the cloud streaming service. In part 1 at the start, we had two options. We had an option to play it with a focus on story, so the fights would be easier, or focus, or what they call it, normal mode, so the fights would be more difficult. And if you've done it on one, stream it on the other, because it's like a 38GB download. It's big, and the autosaves is just so frequent. It's so good. Manual saves are very easy as well. The only thing that stops you manual saving is when there's a cutscene that you can't really skip very well. But anything else is skippable, and then you can save, or that is skippable and then it auto saves. The game's slow enough pace that there's no lag in the controls. You feel in control. Graphically, it's a bit weird because the game's a bit weird. The game doesn't look good for a variety of reasons, but then it also looks good. So I didn't notice any macro blocking, so instead of fine detail, we got larger squares. But often that wouldn't be that much of a problem because the text is often quite big. The only time that will be a problem is when it's the small text on the cards or beside the cards telling you what they do. That's far too small. We need a hold L2 to zoom in or something to make it better. So a poor stream, if it gets knocked down to 720p, that would be an issue. But because a lot of the characters are quite big, the text is in general quite big, macro blocking won't immediately be an issue. And I don't think 720p lower bitrate would be an issue either. Mostly because of how, let's say, average most of the game looks like. So, long story short, I think it's a real good match for being played in the cloud. So in the comments, it'd be really interesting to know if you've done that and what your experience was. For me, other than some stream tearing, it was generally a really pleasant experience. And like I said, because the saves are so easy and so frequent, I wasn't concerned. I was just happy to keep going. And the only downside about the game is the game itself, essentially. You know, the pacing feels off compared to the urgency of the story. The graphics feel off up close, but the grand stuff feels good. Other than that, so far it's pretty good, pretty good. So Midnight Suns, I highly recommend it as a streaming game. I think streaming is a great option and it pairs really well with the PlayStation Plus cloud streaming service. So come back next week, we'll have a different game. So until then, or until I see you checking out some of the other videos, playlists, or YouTube shorts, or maybe I'll see you over at Ko-fi. That's a small YouTube channel. We get no money from YouTube. So we have Ko-fi as a way to get donations, and that'll go towards like controllers. I think my PS4 controller is starting to get stick drift to match the PS3 one. Hard drives and games and stuff like that. We also have a couple of subscription tiers, so maybe one of them will be interesting to you. But wherever or whenever I see you again, please take care.